Good morning, students. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the physical properties, reactivity, and chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. In them, first one is physical properties. Aldehydes and ketones are having carbonyl group as C double bond O due to the presence of high electronegative atom oxygen. We can think that carbonyl compounds that are aldehydes and ketones may have hydrogen bonds among their molecules. But aldehydes and ketones have no hydrogen bonds among their molecules because they have no oxygen hydrogen atom which is directly connected to the oxygen of the molecules. Okay, so aldehydes ketones themselves cannot form hydrogen bonds among them because to form hydrogen bond hydrogen atom is necessary which should be connected to the high electronegative atom like oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine. So aldehydes ketones are not having hydrogen bonds among their molecules so that their boiling points, melting points are less when compared with the alcohols. When compared with the alcohols, whereas alcohols have more boiling points because of their hydrogen bonds. Okay, now, but carbonyl compounds can form hydrogen bonds with water molecules when they dissolve in water because water molecules contain hydrogen atom that connects to the oxygen. So there a polarity can be arises due to that polarity hydrogen atom of water molecule contain positive charge. That positively charged hydrogen may form hydrogen bond with the aldehyde or ketone molecule if we dissolve those in water. So that aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water as alcohols. This is about the physical properties. But aldehyde or ketone which have high molecular weight, that means which have more number of carbons, generally sparingly soluble or less soluble in water because as the number of carbons increases hydrophobil hydrophobic nature of the molecule also increases so that aldehydes and ketones which have high molecular weight generally not soluble in water. Next, then now we go for reactivity. As if we know that carbonyl compounds have functional group C double bond O. In this functional group is responsible for the chemical properties and reactivity of the compounds. This C double bond O group, in this C double bond O group, oxygen is more electronegative atom when compared with the carbon. So it attracts pi bond of carbonyl group and creates partial negative charge over on it, partial positive charge on over carbon. So due to the presence of these partial positive charge on carbon, partial negative charge on oxygen, carbonyl group of aldehyde and ketone can participate in the chemical reaction. We know that nucleophile generally attacks on positively charged area. Electrophile attacks on negatively charged area of the molecule. So now we have two possibilities of attacking by electrophile. One is electrophile and another is nucleophile. Suppose if electrophile first attacks on the carbonyl group, where it attacks, that goes to the negatively charged oxygen. Then what happened? A positively charged carbon, that is carbonium ion, can be formed as intermediate. That means if carbonyl group firstly reacts with electrophile of the reagent molecule, then a carbonium ion can be formed as intermediate. Suppose if a nucleophile attacks on the carbonyl carbon, then intermediate having partially negatively charged oxygen, that is called oxide ion. So here two possibilities of the formation of intermediates. If electrophile attacks firstly on molecule of aldehyde or ketone, carbonium ion can be formed. If nucleophile attacks on the carbonyl group firstly, then we'll get oxide ion as intermediate. But oxide ion is, or intermediate having oxide ion, is more stable than the carbonium ion from the conclusions of resonance rules. From the conclusions of resonance rules, oxide ion is more stable. So that if carbonyl group firstly attacked by the nucleophile, then it will get more stable intermediate as oxide ion. So always carbonyl group wants to form stable oxide ion by taking the attack of nucleophile on it, where partially positive charge is present. So carbonyl compounds can participate in nucleophilic reactions. Nucleophilic reactions. it is concluded. Okay, carbonyl compounds generally participate reaction with nucleophiles like cyanide or hydroxide sulfite like nucleophiles. Okay, due to the presence of double bond, we can expect that reaction would be addition reaction. So carbonyl compounds generally participate in nucleophilic addition reaction. Why? Because if carbon oxygen double bond is there in carbonyl group, so that it participate in addition reaction. If nucleophile attacks fastly on carbonyl group, will get stable oxide ion. So carbonyl compounds always wants to participate in nucleophilic addition reaction. Understood? This is about the reactivity. So here we have two classes of carbonyl compounds. One class is aldehydes, another class is ketones. Another class is what? Ketones. If aldehyde participate in nucleophilic addition reaction, it forms primary carbonium ion. Okay, for instance, primary carbonium ion is less stable. Primary carbonium ion is less stable. When ketone participate in the reaction, it should form secondary carbonium ion because two alkyl groups are present. So aldehyde is forming primary carbonium ion with less stability, so it is more reactive in the reactions, more active in the reaction when compared with the ketone. One more reason is also there behind the reactivity of aldehydes and ketones. That is, we know that already we concluded that in carbonyl group, carbon contains positive charge and oxygen contains negative charge. In aldehyde, one alkyl group present generally, except formaldehyde. Alkyl group is plus I group, which releases sigma bond electrons towards partially charged carbon. That decreases the partially positive charge of carbon. Okay, so in aldehyde, one alkyl group is there. When you take ketone, in ketone, two alkyl groups present. That means two plus I groups present. So these two alkyl groups sent their sigma bond electrons towards positive carbon. They decrease positive charge of carbon very much than the aldehyde, in which only one alkyl group is sending electrons towards positive carbon. So in ketone, positive charge on carbon is less when compared with the positive charge on carbon of aldehyde. Less charge is more stable, that is why ketone is more stable. More charge is less stable. So by this way also we can say aldehyde is less stable than the ketone, so that aldehyde molecule more reactive when compared with the ketone molecule, corresponding ketone molecule. Understood? This is the comparison of reactivity of aldehydes and ketones. Next, just now we concluded one thing. Carbonyl compounds participate in nucleophilic addition reactions by this way. This is a general carbonyl molecule, carbonyl compound molecule. We know that pi bond of carbonyl group attracted more by the oxygen, so that it is moved towards oxygen and forming partial negative charge on oxygen, partial positive charge on carbon. Now our nucleophile is attacking on the partial positively charged carbon and is forming a bond with the carbon like this way. Another part of reagent molecule is H plus, because nucleophile is negative part. Another part of reagent molecule is H plus. For example, H plus in acidic condition. That H plus finally adds with the negatively charged oxygen. By this way, nucleophilic addition can be happen. This is simple mechanism of nucleophilic addition reaction. Firstly, nucleophile attacks on carbonyl carbon and forming a bond. Finally, positive portion of the reagent molecule adds on oxide, that is O minus. Here one example for nucleophilic addition of carbonyl compounds is given. C double bond O is a carbonyl group. This is a general representation of a carbonyl compound. When it reacts with sodium bisulfite or sodium hydrogen sulfite, NaHSO3, it forms an intermediate compound, this one. Here what happens? SO3 minus, okay na, HSO3 minus is the nucleophile. That is why it is attacking on carbon of carbonyl group, and sodium is plus positive part of the molecule, reagent molecule, it is attacked on oxygen. So this is the final product which is formed, which is called as the carbonyl compound bisulfate addition compound. Whether it is aldehyde, it is called aldehyde bisulfite compound. Whether it is ketone, it is called as the ketone bisulfite addition compound. This is one example. Here, if you write the equation for aldehyde, here that equation will be like this. RC double bond OH is aldehyde. The same mechanism, SO3H is connected to the carbon, and finally aldehyde bisulfite compound can be resulted. This is ketone. The same thing can be happened for the ketone molecule also. And below the slide, here we have mechanism. NaHSO3 is a reagent molecule which splits as H plus and SO3 minus 2, and Na plus also present along with this H plus. Okay na? Right, this SO3 minus 2 molecule attacks on carbonyl carbon like this way. Okay, how it is participating in the reaction? Two oxygens of sulfite ion are having negative charge on each. One negative charge on oxygen migrate towards the sulfur oxygen sigma bond and forming a double bond. Due to that, lone pair electrons of sulfur is forming new bond with the carbonyl carbon. Like this way, a intermediate can be formed. Like in next step, another molecule of bisulfite reacts like this. Okay, that hydrogen of bisulfite which is present in H plus reacts with OH, and SO3 minus reacts with sodium. So this is the mechanism of this addition of sodium bisulfite. Addition of sodium bisulfite. It is an example for the nucleophilic addition reaction. Nucleophilic addition of hydrogen cyanide. In hydrogen cyanide, cyanide ion is nucleophile. Cn is nucleophile. Cn minus is nucleophile. H plus is positive part of the reagent molecule. Here just you watch what is happening. The cyanide ion nucleophile, which is the nucleophile of this reaction, is forming bond with the carbonyl carbon due to the migration of C double bond O pi bond towards oxygen and forming a bond, new bond. Then in next step, H plus of the HCN molecule attacks an negatively charged oxygen. The formed molecule is called as the cyanohydrin. Cyanohydrin. So by the attack of cyanide ion nucleophile on aldehyde or ketone, we can get as product which is called as the cyanohydrin. Aldehyde and ketones both react like in this particular reaction. This is the nucleophilic addition of hydrogen cyanide. Generally, it is a reversible reaction and base catalyzes. That base splits the hydrogen cyanide molecule into H plus and Cn minus. That's why it is a base catalyzed mechanism. Okay, right. Another reaction is the Grignard reaction. Alkyl magnesium halide is called as the Grignard reagent. Already we know about this Grignard reagent. Alkyl magnesium halide. Whether Grignard reagent adds on carbonyl compound, we will get alcohol. Reaction between Grignard reagent and carbonyl compound is producing another compound, alcohol, like this way. In first step, okay, first particularly check this. This is carbonyl group. When it reacts with RMGX Grignard reagent in the presence of ether and followed by hydrolysis, it is producing this one, alcohol. That R alkyl group of Grignard reagent is connected to the carbonyl carbon, and hydrogen of water molecule connects to the OH, oxygen. So we are getting alcohol. This carbonyl group may be aldehyde, ketone, ester, or acid chloride. Whatever you take, this carbonyl group having compound will get alcohol. Alcohols may be primary, secondary, tertiary depending upon the taken carbonyl compound. This will clear in next slide. Depending upon the taken carbonyl compound, we can get primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. Here in this particular reaction, a new carbon-carbon bond can be formed between the molecules or species. Here alkyl group is connecting to the carbonyl carbon. It is making a new bond with the carbonyl carbon. So that it is called as carbon-carbon bond making reaction. Carbon-carbon bond making reaction. Here we have a mechanism of this reaction. It is carbonyl group. We know that on oxygen positive negative partial negative charge, On carbon, partial positive charge can be present. In Grignard reagent, alkyl group is negatively charged species, and magnesium is metal, so that it is acquiring positive charge. Alkyl group which is having negative charge is connecting with the carbonyl carbon like this way, and magnesium halide which is having partial positive charge is connecting with the oxygen. Due to that, we are going to get this adduct on hydrolysis. Simply, oxygen magnesium bond can be broken, which can be added by hydrogen of water molecule. We'll get alcohol like this way. Remaining MgX, magnesium halide portion, connects with OH group of water. This is a simple mechanism to follow. So by this way, alcohols can be formed. Here, this slide is showing the formation of different alcohols by the reaction of different aldehydes, ketones with and Grignard reagent. If you take methanol, HCHO, methanol is what? HCHO. If it reacts with RMGX, Grignard reagent, we get RCH2OMGX. R is alkyl group of Grignard reagent is connecting with the carbonyl carbon, then automatically MgX portion will be connected to the oxygen like this way we get, and MgX is separated, and hydrogen of H2O is connecting to the oxygen. We are getting primary alcohol. So methanol is giving primary alcohol. It is what? Primary alcohol. One alkyl group is there. If you take other aldehydes like acetaldehyde, propanaldehyde, butanaldehyde, whatever you take aldehydes like except methanol, then we get the same thing. Alkyl group connects to the carbonyl carbon of aldehyde, then naturally that R can be added on carbonyl carbon like this way, CHOMGX. Just you cut MgX by using water molecule and add H to the oxygen, we are going to get secondary alcohol. So other aldehydes like acetaldehyde producing secondary alcohols. If you take a ketone, here also it is also having carbonyl group C double bond O. Alkyl group of Grignard reagent connects to that carbonyl carbon. We are going to get this compound as an intermediate. By splitting OMGX bond, we are going to add hydrogen of water molecule to oxygen to produce tertiary alcohol. So different aldehydes are producing different alcohols when they react with Grignard reagents. Next, reactions with ammonia and its derivatives. Here, the first reaction is saying something about ammonia and formaldehyde. 6 molecules of formaldehyde is going to react with 4 molecules ammonia to produce hexamethylene tetramine, which is called urotropin. Hexamethylene, 6 CH2 groups with 4 nitrogen atoms, tetramine, which is called as urotropin. This urotropin is responsible for the preparation of heavy explosive RDX. RDX, very huge explosive, which shows more harmfulness over mankind. RDX explosive, research and development explosive. The controlled nitration of urotropin gives RDX. Okay. Next, if you take acetaldehyde with ammonia, we know that in aldehyde carbonyl group is present. Carbonyl carbon contains positive charge, oxygen contains negative charge. In NH3, one hydrogen contains H plus, remaining NH2 group contains negative charge. So that negatively charged NH2 minus is nucleophile to this reaction. So it is connecting to the carbonyl carbon like this way. Hydrogen of ammonia, one hydrogen which is present in the form of H plus is connecting with oxygen. This is an adduct. This is an adduct. Next, if you take, this is a unstable one. On heating, it loses one water molecule as one OH and one hydrogen removed out, and new bond can be formed between carbon and nitrogen, which is called imine, which is called as imine, which is called as imine. Acetaldamine, which is called as acetaldimine. Acetaldimine. It is known as Schiff's base. It is also known as Schiff's base. Schiff's reaction, it can be useful. Next, if acetone is used with ammonia, two molecules of acetone forming diacetone amine. Diacetone, two molecules are reacting with ammonia to produce diacetone amine. One is same, the first molecule of acetone attacks by ammonia as acetaldehyde, which you have seen just now, and the second molecule of acetone connects with the first molecule carbonyl carbon and to produce as diacetone amine. Next, whether any aldehyde reacts with azide groups like this RHN2 produces imines, Schiff's bases. Schiff's bases. Next, another is reaction with ammonia derivatives. So many ammonia derivatives are present in chemistry. Simply by using these representation, we can represent all those ammonia derivatives. Ammonia means NH3. If you put hydrogen here in place of Z, we'll get ammonia. In place of that hydrogen, we are putting here Z. Z may be an alkyl group like methyl, ethyl, propyl. Then it would be alkyl amine. Alkyl amine or amine. Amines can be formed from the ammonia. If you put an aryl group like benzene ring, then we'll get phenylamine in place of Z. If we put OH group in place of Z, we'll get hydroxylamine. This is also ammonia derivative. If you put NH2 in place of Z, we'll get NH2, which is called as hydrazine. If you put C6H5NH, this connection will be present to the NH, not to this phenyl group, wrongly given. If you put C6H5NH in place of Z, we'll get phenyl hydrazine. Phenyl hydrazine. If you put this one, this what the unit or this entity, this group here in place of Z, will get semi-carbazide. Semi-carbazide. Like this way, we can produce so many ammonia derivatives. So many ammonia derivatives. Okay, now that derivative can be formed reaction with this one like this way. Okay, here what happens, this ammonia derivative when reacts with a carbonyl compound like aldehyde or ketone, simply here from this NH2, from NH2 one H plus adds on oxygen, negatively charged oxygen, and remaining portion will be ZNH minus attacks on carbonyl carbon as a nucleophile. Finally, OH group and hydrogen of this NHZ removed out as water, and we get C double bond N bond. C double bond N bond. So broadly we can say that from ZNH2 molecule H2 and from carbonyl group oxygen removed out as H2O to produce the final product. This is the skeleton equation for the reaction of aldehyde and ketone with ammonia derivatives. If you observe few reactions of ammonia derivatives with aldehydes and ketone, that will give us a clear picture. Here its mechanism is also given. Mechanism here, what is happening, we know that in the presence of H plus acidic catalyzer reaction, carbon is getting positive charge, oxygen is getting negative charge. That negatively charged oxygen is getting H plus as to produce OH. From ZNH2 species, nitrogen is giving its electron pair to the positively charged carbon to produce new bond like this way. To restore its lone pair, nitrogen is getting one of its two hydrogens sigma bonds, and to produce this one by the loss of H plus from these two hydrogens, any one hydrogen lost as H plus. Finally, this HOH is removed out as H2O to produce this compound. A simple mechanism part, easily understandable, is given here. So already we see that in place of Z we can put alkyl, aryl and OH group like that way. If you put in place of Z a methyl group, that is methylamine, it is primary amine. Simply these two hydrogens and oxygen is removed out as water. We get CH3N double bond, this one. This is called CH3N double bond CC, this carbonyl group. This is called imine compound. Imine compound. If you put in place of Z OH group, that is called hydroxylamine. That is called what? Hydroxylamine. That is giving this compound which is called oxime. Same, two hydrogens, oxygen is removed out or removed out. NH2, in place of Z we are putting NH2 as substituent. Then that is called hydrazine. It is giving as hydrazone. If you put NH2CO NH, NH2CO NH, that is called semicarbazide, which gives us semicarbazone. So these are the few addition reactions with aldehydes and ketones and what is that? Ammonia derivatives. In this first one we are taking here formation of imines, whether ketone or aldehyde reacts with any ZnH2. Zn, in place of Z we are here taking alkyl group. This is called primary amine. Simply this primary amine, these two hydrogens and oxygens removed out as water, and we are getting imine Rn double bond C, which is called Schiff's base. Same mechanism can be followed as we seen in last slides. We are getting here Schiff's base Cn double bond N. C double bond N bond is responsible to the formation of Schiff's base. Okay, this is about the formation of imines. Another one is formation of oximes. Already we discussed this. When aldehyde or ketone reacts with hydroxylamine in the presence of acid, is producing this H2 and oxygen are forming what? Oximes. Oximes are very important compounds, derivatives in qualitative organic analysis. In qualitative organic analysis. These are the few reactions of aldehydes and ketones with ammonia derivatives. Okay, thank you.